Do you know the rapper Zuby? Do you follow him? So he's a great example of what you're describing. He's a musician, but he has used social media, particularly Twitter, to build a very loyal fan base, and he seems to be thriving in that culture. Mm-hmm. Of course, if they take away his Twitter account, that hurts, and you have to keep sort of pivoting to a safer place to speak freely, I suppose.
Yeah, and that's something I'd like to hear what you think about it. For a very long time, I've always been like, well, private company, they could do what they want. But then what got me, sort of, I don't know, a little unsure is just the idea of if you're a private company and you're silencing voices that the government is really happy that you're silencing.
Yeah.
Ooh, that
right.
That becomes a little, very scary.
Yeah.
When I guess what the prime example would be something like Parler, where it's like, really all of these all these platforms are coming against it, or other figures like that.
Yeah, there is I have a lot of thoughts on this because I've been sort of that wild, optimistic, romantic view that technology and social media was gonna liberate all of these minority voices to come into the conversation, and I think this latest I'll call it a collusion. It's definitely a partnership between government and these big tech companies, and part of it's financial. Mm-hmm. Part of it is, and let's take vaccine information as an example.
You're definitely demonetized right now.
Yeah. Well, I just said vaccine information. I didn't express an opinion on that yet.
Right.
But it's not hard to notice that between actual government agencies advertising on social media platforms and pharmaceutical companies advertising on social media platforms, that has to be like a pretty substantial, if not dominant, revenue stream for these guys. And couple that with Joe Biden's press secretary, whose name escapes me now.
Oh, Psaki?
Jen Psaki. Yeah. I think about the drink. Yeah. I love sake.
There you go.
Well, not Jen Psaki. She came out and basically said, we would really love for these companies, who we have a lot of power over, to do better silencing our critics. And then a couple days later, in a very Joe Biden way, Joe Biden said Facebook is literally killing people. And then fast forward to the Surgeon General, maybe 6 months later, developing a hotline where you could rat out anybody that questioned the government's position on these health issues. That's not a private company anymore. That's at least a politically captured company that's afraid of being regulated out of existence. But maybe I think it's more of an ecosystem where they feed off of each other, and they would love, Facebook would love for the government to write some rules that would make it very difficult for the next Facebook to come along and put them out of business. So I don't buy this. I think it's a lazy libertarian argument when they say, oh, it's a private company that can do what they want. Well, is it?